Ye's track record of producing music is insane, so much so that he's got an entire back catalog of unreleased gems. Like, for instance, I Feel Like That. This is probably one of Kanye's most well-known unreleased tracks and has Kanye speaking on his mental troubles. It's an odd song in the sense that it's less Kanye singing or rapping and more him speaking candidly on anxiety, depression, and a general misery that he feels. He feels as though he can't connect with anyone in a meaningful way. The production on this track has always been the thing that pulls me in and is so bombastic and energetic despite the sobering lyrics. Not exactly related, but the somber but cinematic vibe is reminiscent to Brockhampton's What's the Occasion. Next up is Tell the Vision.
Dripping, wildin' on television. You could still see a nigga tell the vision.
This version of Tell the Vision was cut from Donda for reasons I'll never know. There are a couple versions of this song, with the differences being that one version has a different mix on everyone's vocals and new vocals from the choir altogether. Both of these versions are easily the best versions of this song. Production on this thing is insane, easily one of the coldest versions of a track to miss one of Ye's albums. The one that released on Pop Smoke's posthumous album Faith doesn't come together as well, through no fault of Pop Smoke, of course. And Tell the Vision from Donda, the one that released, it was an odd inclusion on an album that I thought was one of Kanye's best albums in years. Matter of fact, a ton of the earlier versions of Donda's tracks are pretty great, including 24.
Everybody wanna feel like everything gon' be right. New me over the old me. Let it out, let it all out.
I almost have nothing to add to this one. It's just that good. One of the greatest things about Donda as a project is how Kanye gave the spotlight to so many younger rappers and singers. In this case, Casey handles the vocals to the song with a production from 808 Mello that had your boy floating. 24 was one of my favorite tracks from the release Donda and was a pretty emotional track. But I think this earlier version is a stronger song altogether. It's more upbeat, triumphant, and thunderous instrumental takes it for me. Casey's singing is a bit stronger than Kanye's, and that synth, man, it's just something else. Next is Dream Come True.
You might think you do, but you don't know.
This is one of the strangest unreleased tracks out there just because it's a pre-college dropout song. The song is an early version of Ye's classic All Falls Down. And man, let me tell you, hearing some old Kanye these days is such a great feeling. Dream Come True, despite being a demo of All Falls Down, is almost entirely different and features altered lyrics, an altered hook, and most notably a different beat. I can't decide which I think is the better one altogether, but I think All Falls Down works better for the college dropout than Dream Come True would have. This version of the song has the same theme of criticizing consumerism and dreaming of improving your circumstances. That being said, this version is something special. I think the lyrics hit harder in it for me than All Falls Down, and that's easily one of the best songs Kanye's ever made, if you ask me. Finally, we're going to end where we began. Another version of I Feel Like That comes from the Life of Pablo era. Now, this one leaked recently, leaked earlier in October, and I completely missed it somehow. I Feel Like That is a track that has versions rumored to go all the way to the Yandhi era, so I guess it shouldn't surprise me that these other versions exist, but it makes me wonder how different they are to the more famous leak of the song. This one is a little bit more triumphant and uplifting. It's catchy and has Kanye's vocals sampled and pitched up for ad-libs, which made me laugh in a few spots. The vocals on this thing are crazy good, which is no surprise because, you know, Ty Dolla $ign and Tony Williams. The version is mostly composed of older elements of the song, with some of the newer, more gospel-like traits peppered in the middle of the song, and Ty and Tony absolutely tearing it up before it reaches this harmonious, skywalking portion that's just too great. It finally closes out with Kanye's admissions of his troubles again, but ends with the piano unique to this version, which I think was a really nice touch. I get the impression that Kanye has kept this song in his catalog for a long time because it works as a type of therapy for him, maybe. Or that he really wants the song to connect with people and so is taking his time waiting for the right album to release it on officially. I don't know, but my fingers are crossed that if he does release it someday, it comes out better than all the earlier versions, which would be quite the accomplishment.